So I think today we're gonna talk about some of the thing I learned over time, training my own body. I think this is the month 3 of me starting my whole fitness journey, training my own body, eating well as well. And to be honest, it's kind of shocking to say, but it really did help me a lot in terms of my job and everything because I think one thing by staying active and eating well, you basically let your body to be in the most comfortable state, and it actually eases your mind to stop or to actually let go about thinking about your whole health or your whole body not feeling bad or anything, but actually really feeling good, right? And with that, having having that to say, your mind now has a lot more space to and time to actually think about the other things that you've been doing. So for me, for example, recently my company is going for a product launch and we have been really busy. But however, I think the workload is tremendously increases compared to what I have last time, what I had last time. But the difference is for me right now and what I was back then is basically that last time, even with the amount of work way lower than right now, I always didn't really have a very good time doing all this work. It makes me so uncomfortable, so painful to do all this thing. And yeah, I think it mainly contributed because I every day I just feel so unhealthy and I couldn't feel good about myself, my own body, and I it caused me to have a lot of energy, wasting my energy on thinking about all these things and worrying about all these things. So ever since I started this whole thing, I think it's very scientifically proven. Some people might say it's still placebo, but either way, to be honest, when you start really feeling good about your own body, you can see your productivity actually increases. So for me right now, my job is way more crazy than what I used to have. But uh, the amazing thing is that I'm able to do all this thing in a very, I wouldn't say motivated because motivation in itself is something that come on a whim. But every single day I feel that I have this energy to continue carry forward my job. Specifically, to be honest, specifically after my workout. So I do my workout in the morning, and for the whole day I will eat very simple meals and very healthy meals. So it is shocking to say the result is tremendously different. Like I never expect something like this would happen. So I'm really glad that I am grateful that I basically went through YouTube, went to a lot of different sources, feeling about all this. Shout out to Hamza, shout out to Luke, Elmer, shout out to a lot of calisthenic channels, shout out to a lot of nutritional channel, include as well as like Andrew Huberman, like really like having them, and also Brian Johnson, right? Really having them as something free for us to learn from is so amazing, right? It's so freaking amazing. Well, I have to pay for some of their courses because I think it's a value for me. I don't think everyone should pay for it, but if you think that you want to learn something more further from one of these people, you definitely should pay for it because it's really, really worth it. Yeah, so back to it. Um, some of the thing that I kind of have some leeway for myself is that in my country we have a lot of exotic local cuisine that is so amazing that sometimes I just have this craving, right? And what I did is basically delay myself. Like I delay myself. Like when I start to have this craving, I delay myself before I'm eating it by 1 or 2 days. And well, sometimes it pass, right? Sometimes all this craving just go out of the window, but some of the time it stay on and got stronger. The urge to actually taste all this amazing food just got stronger. So I wouldn't force myself not to eat it, like actually punishing myself. But what would I do is uh, actually go and eat those things, right? So satisfying my own craving, but also set myself a discipline that after eating this, before I go into eating all this thing, I would set myself a word that if I have already ate this, I would need to eat clean again, and for the next X amount of days I wouldn't be eating anything like this. So building my own discipline from that. But once you have all this thing putting in and you satisfy a craving, kind of like a reward for yourself for doing good, and also to prepare yourself for the further challenge, over time it build up a habit for you. And what you could do is, for me, for example, I increases the amount of time that the discipline needed for me to skip all this craving, right? So after period like right now, I started training my body for 3 months, but I actually been eating well for 5 to 6 months. So after a few period, like once you start increasing, and once it got past, for me personally, once I got past to be disciplined for like more than 2 weeks, what happened is that all this craving actually occurs lesser and lesser, and I start to not crave all this thing anymore. So that's my personal experience, and I hope this method actually be able to help you. The other thing is to basically to put yourself into a situation. I think Atomic Habit and a lot of this mentors or people that I mentioned just now have been talking about things like this before. So to be honest, it's very, very important for you to put yourself in the right situation. So you wouldn't think about drinking alcoholic drink if you don't go to a bar or a club, right? You wouldn't want to eat fried chicken if it doesn't put yourself in a place that sells fried chicken. So it's something as simple as that, just avoiding all these places. Well, sometimes your friends might invite you, so you could go to them, but think about the value that over the long period of time, like what you actually want for yourself, right? So I'm pretty sure a lot of your friends wouldn't be mad at you just for skipping a single lunch appointment, or like a lunch, I wouldn't say appointment, sorry, so appointment is something that is created by two persons. So your friend would invite you to a meal. Like if you actually rejected the meal and actually explained to him like what you've been doing, I don't think they would be mad at you for doing things that is good for you. But if they are mad at you, then probably you guys shouldn't be friends in the first place, right? So yeah, putting yourself in the right situation always is the most important thing, and going to a little bit extreme maybe to put yourself among the right people you should talk to and be friends with. I think Hamza talked about this a lot. I think this is something that really occurs to me, like putting myself in the most optimal situation, and the people, the circle that I join definitely changes my life a lot, and I really appreciate all the things I learned so far from all these people, and would continue to be learning all this thing and dive deeper into more of the different things. So yeah, that's all for today's video. It's more like a review and an update for what I've done and what my personal experiences is, and some tips. Like I actually give one tips, and going forward I actually would do more video like this. It's very raw, it's very like it's unfiltered, it's unedited. I might stutters or anything, but yeah, glad everyone continue watching my video. Thank you.